Welcome to another edition of Our City. A few things going around the city of Elizabeth this week. On Thursday, October 15th at 7 o'clock, I'm going to join the 80th Annual Elizabeth Honor Guard event. It will be held at the Polish Legion of American Veterans, located at 2500 Greer Avenue. We have one of the few honor guards in the state. Our honor guard is made up of veterans in the Elizabeth Police Department and the Elizabeth Fire Department who attend veterans' funerals and make sure veterans have a proper send-off. On Friday, October 16th at 11:30 in the morning, I'll attend a celebration to mark the end of Spanish Heritage Month. This event is located at O'Donnell Dempsey Senior Center at 622 Salem Avenue. And on Sunday, October 18th at 10 o'clock in the morning, I will be at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, which is a health fair located at 609 Madison Avenue. If you need more events concerning anything on the previous announced schedule, please call our Public Information Office at 908-820-4124. And for this week's show, we're going to be talking with Mr. Ken Ricuzzo about the Taste of the Towns in the city of Elizabeth, which is a huge successful event that the Rotary holds every year. So please stay with us after these messages.
We're creating tomorrow's jobs today. Kean University.
Welcome back to Our City, and I'm pleased to be joined by Mr. Ken Ricuzzo of the Rotary Club of the City of Elizabeth and also the chairman of Taste of Elizabeth. Ken, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mayor. Great to be here.
So, as I say, this isn't your first rodeo.
No.
You've done this before at the Taste of Elizabeth event. You've hosted it. How many years now?
This is our 9th Taste of Elizabeth.
And so 9 years. And how did it start?
Well, actually, it started 22 years ago, believe it or not, when three Rotarians primarily started an event called Taste of the Towns, which was a county-wide event. We held it at Pantages Renaissance.
I was there.
You were there. And that ran for 13 years. And what happened, you know, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Well, we were flattered almost out of existence. Every town started running their own taste, and there were tastes all over the place. So it became harder and harder to keep up.
Oh, so the county one stopped because the other towns started doing it themselves.
Right. So we thought, you know, we can adapt. Elizabeth has hundreds of great restaurants. We'll just make a Taste of Elizabeth, and we started doing that 9 years ago. So this is our 9th in the city. And
this so far. So how's it go? How does this one differ from the first one?
Well, actually, they've, believe it or not, it's gotten bigger every year as far
I know
as the
it's
number
big.
of people.
I haven't missed.
and we're almost out. You know, we're at a capacity for number of restaurants and number of vendors we can hold. But different this year is that we actually have 10 new vendors this year.
10 new vendors?
Yeah. So we've had, you know, things change. People don't come back for one reason or another, and it's gotten so easy to replace them. I actually have a waiting list at the end of every event of people who want to get in who I just couldn't.
So who are some of the new ones?
Oh, can I hit my notes?
Get your cheat notes.
I'm getting to that age where if I go to the store,
I want to know some of the new ones first.
Okay, new ones first. Okay, let's see. We have Dolce. They've been before, but they're back.
They've been back and forth, right?
Right. El Iman restaurant on Elizabeth Avenue. The Elizabeth Avenue Partnership. This was kind of unique. There's a lot of small restaurants who can't make our event because of staffing or size. So Elizabeth Avenue Partnership is going to have a table of different restaurants who are sending food and baked goods and whatnot. So that's kind of unique. Yeah, okay. We're happy to have them be a part of this. Lump of Sugar. This should be a real
lump of sugar.
Lump of Sugar.
Where are they at?
They're actually, the woman is a artisan baker, bakes pies, and started in Roselle and now also uses the Snyder Academy as her factory, if you will.
I have not heard of this one.
Brand new.
I'm usually pretty up on the new restaurants.
You will be hearing about it. It's strictly pies, and right now sells them at flea markets, not flea markets, farmers markets around in Union County. But you'll be hearing a lot of good things
this sounds interesting.
about. Oh, she's terrific. Let's see, who else do we have that's new? Orale will be back. Another beverage vendor, Senor Sangria, who's another startup. I love the startup companies, having been in business here for so long. V Cuisine on First Street, Toomey Restaurant, Tricolory Restaurant is also new. So I hope I haven't skipped anybody, but that's pretty much the new ones.
Oh, so Ken, tell me, just you mentioned Elizabeth Avenue Partnership. Are there just food vendors, and you mentioned a couple of alcohol places?
Yeah, we
too.
have beverage vendors and we have dessert vendors, for lack of a better word. The beverage vendors come from all over. In fact, we have a microbrewery from Belmar, actually, Beach House Beer, who comes every year from.
I know. I was there last
Quincy.
year. I'm not a big beer drinker. That was beer drinkers would love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If you're a beer drinker, you're going to like that place.
And I did miss one. Tapeo from Hazlitt, believe it or not. He was a restaurateur in Elizabeth. I closed the restaurant for whatever reason and moved to Hazlitt, and called me when he got there and said, I still want to be in Taste of Elizabeth this year.
Really?
So he's coming up from Route 35 in Hazlitt.
So we take restaurants from the region too.
We do. We're generous. We show Elizabeth hospitality.
We probably don't have to with all our restaurants.
We don't. No. Yeah. But if it's something that's unique and a little different, like the Roselle, which is going to be opening in Roselle, a very unique gentleman named Joal, who it's going to be kind of a kitchen, restaurant, farmer's market, and he was referred to me by someone at Trinitas, which is kind of where I get my new restaurants from. They're kind of referrals from.
And Trinitas is there.
Yeah, Trinitas does a great job.
They bring you hospital food.
We always tease them that no Jello or steamed vegetables.
I was just going to say, yeah, they actually bring hospital food. I'm looking for a restriction on the menu somewhere.
Yeah, they do a great job. They have a great chef, and they do a terrific
job. The people that are sick in the hospital aren't eating that food. I
can't answer that.
Gary's watching.
I know.
He'll have to tease us a little bit.
Absolutely.
So, entertainment at this event?
No. We've had offers for DJs. It's how you've been there. You know how crowded it is, and kind of noisy, and the vendors kind of like to talk to the people. To tell them about the restaurant. There's a great give and take between the patrons and the vendors, especially the beverage people with their wines, and they love to tell everybody.
And loud music or
something. It's not going to. Yeah, that takes all the conversation.
Conducive.
Yeah, it takes all the conversation out of the event.
The food places, Elizabeth Board of Education, the kids come
too,
right?
They do a great job.
They do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And they love it.
They love it, and they get jobs. In fact, we mentioned the pie artisan. She's already wants to get in touch with the culinary school because she needs help. And over the years, there have been a lot of the students that have gotten jobs from this.
It's one of my favorite stops is the kids.
Oh, they do. Yeah, they're so enthusiastic.
And they are.
Do a great job.
They really get a kick out of it. So does it cost anything for the vendors who are coming to this event? Do they pay anything?
They don't pay. No,
they don't pay.
I think we're kind of unique in that. I think most places do. It's always been my feeling, and I think the club's feeling it. We're doing this to help promote their business and to help them grow. They bring their food. They bring their people, it's their time. Hitting them for a fee on top of that seems kind of unnecessary. We'll make our money on the ticket sales, and we'll make it on the raffles and the tricky.
So you'd probably chase some vendors away if you
probably would, yeah. Somebody has said, why don't we charge them? We have 40 and we have all these people on a waiting list. And I always say, I don't know that we'd have a waiting list if we were charging the money to get in. So it kind of
because
goes
some
both
restaurants
ways.
on a Monday night, it might even be their night to be closed.
It is.
A lot of restaurants are closed on Monday, right?
Absolutely.
But they'll come here for the exposure and hopefully.
Sure.
I know some restaurants who say, I was at Taste of the Towns, and then people will come to their restaurant and say, I first went to Taste of the Towns. I figured I'd stop in and have dinner with my wife or my family.
That's perfect. That's just what we're trying to do.
I know, and it works out well.
Oh, it does.
So you've been the chairman of this event for all 9 years?
For all 9, yeah, and a few more in the other one as
So when do you start planning this thing?
It's almost a year round. By the time the event's over and we send thank yous out and we do you've probably seen the plaques in some of the restaurants. That takes really almost till December, January. And probably April, I start to invite the old vendors back and start to contact the ones that I said I would contact if
So some
we
of
did
them.
it again.
So do some of them sign up right away? Or?
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
do?
Most of them do. In of the older, not the older ones, the ones that have been there before, and the new ones. They're as soon as I call them, they're like, email me the form. I'll
Now
sign it and
last year
send
you
it
even
back.
had one that gave away gelato, or some type of ice cream.
We have we have our sorbet table. That's
sorbet table.
Yeah, that's run by our Interact Club, our
you
high
guys
school
do that,
club.
the
Yeah,
high school club,
yeah,
yeah.
the high school club does that,
Okay.
and we provide that. But the,
I could have sworn it was like gelato. It was like Italian ice cream. It was over in the corner one time.
might have been.
Maybe that was something special. You
Yeah,
it might have escaped
My,
you.
oh, my, a lot escapes me that night. I'm running all over.
So talk to me about the price of the tickets and how do you get them? Do they
Okay.
go there early? How does that process work?
Price is $35 in advance and $40 at the door. Now you can get them in advance a lot of ways. You can order them through our website, which is elizabethrotary.org. You can go to a few locations. B.B. Miller Company has tickets there. The Garden Restaurant has tickets there. So you can pick them up there if you want. Or you can call. I'll give you the number later. And
No, you give it to us now.
okay,
I'll do it later too.
908-451-3665 is my cell phone number.
Oh, you
And
take this on your cell
Oh,
phone?
yeah.
You're a
We have-
one-man
we
band.
we have no central office, so it's easier if I get it. Then I can relay it to Bill Mueller, and we'll make a list up. So that's our will call list. And if you call in advance, we'll hold them for you at the door at the $35 price. So those are.
And where is it
basically
located again this year? Tell our viewers that.
The Renaissance Newark Airport Hotel on 1000
And
Spring
it's
Street.
from what hours?
From 5 p.m. till 8:30 p.m.
5 p.m. to 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
And people hang around at 8:30, or mostly people looking to get out?
It's about done by then, yeah.
It is
Actually, earlier, they're waiting earlier than they are staying later. So by 4:30, quarter to 5,
There's a
people
line.
there's a line, yeah. So
And all the vendors are in place already by then? Just about?
I'm hoping so, yeah.
Yeah, that's always a challenge,
Oh,
right?
it is, yeah.
How many restaurants are going to participate?
Well, we have 40 tables altogether, 26 of which are restaurants.
Okay.
The other are either the beverage or the desserts.
Now, could you squeeze in more tables? I mean, that would be really hard.
It would be
right?
hard, yeah, yeah. In fact, I wouldn't say overbook, but there's always a few that don't
show up, right?
Yeah, so I have it set up so that if there's not empty tables, and if everybody did show up, they could still maneuver a few more tables in there. Yeah, but we run a fine line of seating. There's some seating, but there's not seating for 400 people, which is about what we usually
Well, I don't
get.
think people go to this to sit. They go to this to talk and walk
Yeah,
around and
right. That's
sample the
what
food and
that's
then
what we
leave,
want them to
right?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to sit and take a table for a night, but to move and share.
And nobody leaves there hungry.
Oh, I would doubt that.
Yeah.
I'd be the most surprised person there if they did.
So you have ethnic food as well.
Yes, yes.
And some. Do you have any Orthodox food for the Jewish?
No, we tried once.
Has that ever worked out?
Gordon had recommended, and I tried a few on Elmora Avenue, and the problem is that the plates at the hotel are not kosher.
Right.
So they could bring the food, which would be kosher, but to serve it would not be. So we were never able to
work that out.
Work that out. No.
That would be interesting.
It would. Oh, I'd love it.
You'd
if
wonder
it were
with another 100
possible.
people, probably, or 50 people.
Sure,
just go to those
sure.
restaurants.
Yep.
Ken, we're going to do some commercials. Stay with us. We're going to come back and talk more
Sure.
about Taste of the Towns.
Great.
Please stay with us after these messages. I'll be back with more with Ken Ricuzzo talking about Taste of the Towns here in the city of Elizabeth.
We're an American original. Dependable, historic, nuanced, with all the comforts of home, even when you're just visiting. So we're celebrating for all that we've left untouched and all that we've changed. A place where the past meets the future. So consider this your invitation.
We've been celebrating here in Elizabeth for 350 years, and we're just getting started.